Hello! Welcome back to Higurashi.
Oh my god, it's time for cross-examination. I'm so ready.
I am so ready for this scene.
This is going to be the hypest shit in the world. This is the showdown of a century.
This is what I've been training for over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
This
is
scene.
it, this moment. I suppose I'll have to bring out my perfect voice. One of the voices I've been working on for the longest time.
Fantastic. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Let's just get straight into this.
Yeah,
I'm ready to cross-examine.
I'm feeling the fire.
Excuse me, I have something to say before the meeting starts.
Woo.
They all immediately knew that I was going to say something about Sadako. I guess they weren't just old for show.
Oh, Keiichi-kun, today is our final meeting before the festival, so can you bring up your personal issue later?
I ignored him and continued talking.
Damn.
If you have something to say, just tell me directly. Don't go through Miyano Chie-sensei. I don't like it when people are so indirect. Let's just talk face to face. Everyone went quiet. Nobody there wanted to be involved in a conversation about the Hojo family. Everyone here knows that Sadako Hojo is practically being confined by her uncle and suffering at his hands. Oh, I don't care that you're not proactive about helping her. I'm sure that some of you don't want any trouble, but we're different. Sadako is our friend. We're fighting as hard as we can to save our friend from danger, however.
Oh, Keiichi-kun, we're aware of all of that. All we're saying is that you've done enough to the consultation center by now.
Is there a problem if we continue our appeal?
Of course there is. It's a big problem too.
Someone with a stern voice spoke out to me. I'd gotten under their skin.
Get him.
Then what is the problem? Can you explain it so a child like me can understand?
God damn it, Keiichi. The damn conflict ended ages ago. The age of banding together and storming public offices is over.
The subject wasn't even Sadako anymore. All they had to offer was a bunch of excuses. I'm not asking about your past, and the damn conflict has nothing to do with this. This is my war.
Ooh.
So if you're going to partake in my war, then let's make it clear if you're my enemy or my ally.
Oh my god.
Which is it? Are you my allies or my enemies?
I feel like you're escalating this a little bit too far. Mutter. These are the things that come out of this boy's mouth. Oh, young people these days don't know how to be polite.
The whole room lit up and started filling with the smell of gunpowder. However, none of my allies let themselves get swept up in the commotion and maintained their harsh stares. Those expressions made me feel as though I had a million supporters behind me. I was standing in front, only as their representative. It wasn't my fight alone. This was everyone's fight. Because of that realization, the fierce looks the old people were giving me didn't intimidate me at all.
Keiichi-kun, this is not about us being your enemy or not. Our village fought with these officials during the dam conflict. However, I do understand that this has nothing to do with that. The dam conflict is a thing of the past.
I don't care what you thought about that. I'm talking about me, my friends, and Sadako. I never asked you about the dam conflict. Ever thought of getting your ears checked, old man?
Oh, why I never. How could you talk to your elders like that, you disrespectful little brat? Oh, I'd like to have a word with your parents.
My dad, standing behind me, gave an apologetic and bitter smile.
Damn it, don't indicate. Pardon me, I'm his father, you see. You're his father? How could you raise him like this? I guess I'm not a very good parent. I'm not sure if I raised Keiichi the way I was supposed to.
My dad paused. The next moment, however, his expression changed to a glare.
However, a single man known as Keiichi Maebara is standing here before all these faces. The voices appeal that something about this doesn't make any sense. I don't care if he's my son or not. He's only making his assertion as a man, so I don't think there's really any reason to be talking to me here.
Silence filled the room as the old people sat there with their mouths agape.
Yeah.
Ushi-san broke the silence with laughter.
You've got plenty of pride, don't you? My name is Ren Ryugu. Can I ask something, please? I don't understand the logic of how the damn conflict being over becomes a reason we shouldn't make our appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Would you explain that to us in detail, please?
Rena's voice remained perfectly level, as though the matter didn't concern her. However, I could see the fury in her eyes. I was probably the only one who noticed that fury. The old people seemed like they'd rather deal with her than me.
Oh, Reina-chan, the village has no reason to fight with the government now that the damn conflict is over. During that time, we did fight them too, but after the conflict was over, that's water under the bridge. So our village reestablished relations with the government. Inazawa is not an individual country. We're just a small village in Japan, which you live in, little girl. The government is taking care of us. That's why we need to try and get along with them. You're right. It is important for a village to have a good relationship with the government. Listen to Reina-chan. She understands us at least. Oh, my boss boy ought to learn from her.
I heard little bits and pieces from the noise of the crowd.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Hinamizawa has been trying to fix its relationship with the government ever since the damn conflict ended.
Exactly, just like Mion-chan said. Oh, yes.
The old men cheered. However, Shion was the next to open her mouth.
Now slam him.
That's why the town council and the government officials are best friends now. In fact, two officials always come along on the town council's annual hot spring trip. They get paid to participate too. The trip itself is mostly paid for with tax money, isn't it? Oh, and I know so many other things.
Oh no.
Like the donations for the New Year's and end-of-year parties, as well as the vast financial aid the town council receives for festivities. The upcoming Watanagashi is one of them. The government's putting millions of yen into subsidies and aid. They're the ones who pretty much pay for the whole festival. Ever since the conflict ended, the festival has been getting bigger and bigger. That's because we're receiving more money from the government officials. So if we get in trouble with them, we might not be able to hold a festival next year. That's why Hinamizawa keeps kissing their asses.
Damn!
Isn't that right, Uncle?
Damn! You're in their pocket! Oh, Shion-chan, how do you know all of that?
I switch places with my sis sometimes. Wow, blowing your fucking
Why would
cover.
you let them
Why
know
would you
that?
let them know that?
Tell them it's a sister's secret or something.
I guess that was it was really meant to be to the audience, but like
You're right.
What the hell? That's a ridiculous story. I still don't understand why you're against what we're trying to do. Rana, will you sum this up for me? What are these intelligent people saying?
Well, basically they're colluding with the government officials so they can't risk upsetting them.
The whole room went into a panic after Rana summed it up so simply.
Nice one, Rana.
Some of them were ashamed that we hit the nail on the head. Some of them were enraged by our ignorance, and some of them were simply angry about our disrespectful attitudes. All of them combined to throw the room into a chaos of chattering and stomping.
Oh, be quiet, be quiet!
They all settled down after Kimiyoshi-san raised his voice. By the time they quieted, the mayor had a terrible look on his face.
Keiichi-kun, the relationship between the town council and the government officials has nothing to do with this. You're just sidestepping the issue yourself. There's no point in mixing the two up together. Listen, we won our battle against the dam project, but we're all labeled as a nest of troublemakers. And yes, we will take advantage of that image during the conflict. However, now that that conflict is over, that image is working against us very badly. We need to try and repair it. Otherwise, this village will have no future. Do you understand? It's not just about being your enemy. It's much deeper than that.
In other words, you're saying if Kei-chan rouses everyone to action, then the friendly atmosphere we've deployed will be ruined.
The old people nodded as Mion spoke. They were assuming that Mion was on their side.
Get him. Me-chan, what do you mean by the friendly atmosphere? Does that mean that we shouldn't seek help for poor innocent girls being abused?
They're trying to say that the Child Consultation Center is doing their job already, so they want us to stop interfering. Given their position, the officials can't just say leave us alone that strongly, so they're asking our village to deal with the matter for them since they're granting us a lot of subsidies.
Oh, so what you're saying is that the town council is the government's lapdog.
Oh, hey, you watch what you're saying, you kid. Be a little bit more respectful, why don't you?
Why don't you watch what you're saying? I
Oh.
hope you're not refusing to help her just because Sadako is the daughter of the Hojo family.
That's not it. We're not saying anything about Sadako-chan. We're just telling you to take a look at the bigger picture and show some more restraint in your appeals. The Child Consultation Center is ignoring you. I'm sure they're taking your huge protest into account. They already understand your point. We're just saying that you're carrying this way too far and get off my lawn. Keiichi-kun, I just saw something really interesting. See, look at what's in that picture frame over there.
Rana pointed at the wall, and everyone followed the direction of her finger.
It's a cute puppy.
There are many different picture frames all over the walls of the assembly hall. They mostly had to do with the dam conflict and were usually about glorifying the Onigafuchi Guardians. Rana was pointing to a framed article. Kimiyoshi-san wrote it, way back when he was the leader of the Guardians during the dam conflict.
Look at the middle portion there. We attempted peaceful negotiation, but the government and the marionette, the president of the electric company, declined. They have trampled on our village's democratic movement and our native land with indescribable atrocities. Meep. That's what Kimiyoshi wrote for the damn conflict memorial. He wrote the same thing on the monument, too.
Everyone knew why Rana had brought that up. I could hear them all gulping.
Uh-oh. Goop.
They attempted to negotiate peacefully with the government and its marionette, the electric company. What's this? Are you sure they don't mean the Hinamizawa Town Council instead of the electric company? Still, marionette is a difficult term. Do you think the people understand what that means? Could someone explain it to me?
Who's smart enough to explain it?
A marionette, my Barasan, is like a puppet. It means that while they're supposed to be an independent organization, they're actually being controlled as though they're dancing on strings.
Oh boy.
Oh, that sounds like the perfect word to describe Hinamizawa right now.
Got him!
Yeah, that is perfect.
What are you saying? Oh, we're not the marionette, we're just trying to cooperate with them. Calling us a puppet is just splitting hairs and
But
very
that's
rude.
what you just stated!
Well,
You clearly told us that you wanted to stop, not because of Sadako, but for the sake of the village. You said there's an issue because the village needs to maintain a friendly relationship with the government. Don't tell me that you didn't say exactly that. You did say it, didn't you?
maybe. I can neither confirm nor deny. I heard him. He said it had nothing to do with Sadako-chan.
Mion, I thought there was a saying in this village, something about how the whole village comes together for one villager.
If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 should do so. If there are 8, 16 would fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. We all work together for that one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. The unity of the Guardians is stronger than rock. That's what their leader said back in the day.
Ugh.
Mayor Kimiyoshi used to be the head of the Onigafuchi Guardians. He crossed his arms and started to groan. There were many things he wanted to say, but he knew that none of them would make him look good, and so he continued to stay silent. When I moved here, Mion and Shion told me the valiant story of the dam conflict, but that unity didn't just start a few years ago when the dam conflict happened. I believe those traditions have been here for over 40 years, ever since Japan lost the war. That's why I really respect those who fostered the unity since that era, and I find them incredible. And more than anything, I'm impressed by the courage the Onigafuchi Guardians displayed here in this picture frame. The government tried to pull many dirty tricks to submerge the village underwater, but the Guardians thwarted every one of them. Because of the efforts of those men, Hinamizawa is still here today. If they hadn't done anything, we'd be at the bottom of a lake right now, so I'm grateful that this village still exists with its proud unity and beautiful scenery. And I'm proud to call myself a resident of Hinamizawa.
That's damn right!
Someone shouted. It wasn't one of my friends. It was one of the elderly villagers. That's why we fight. We fight because we all live together in this village. If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 would do so. If there are 8, 16 would fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. Get together for one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. Sadako Hojo is one of us. You all know how horrible her uncle is. You all know that we can't leave her alone with him for a whole month. We need to save her from her uncle right this minute. We need the power of the Guardians one more time. We need the spirits of the Guardians to reunite again.
Spirit Guardians, activate!
Renner and Mion applauded, and the applause quickly spread to everyone. I saw smiles creeping across the faces of the old people. However, they quickly wiped away those smiles and started discussing with their neighbors.
Keiichi is right. It's not like Hinamizawa has to obey the government all of the time. Well, the damn conflict is over now. The government officials are taking care of us, too. Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Are they really supporting us that much? Well, on a personal level, I agree with that. What that kid is saying. That my boy is. His head is screwed on straight. You want to take a couple of these?
No, it's entertaining watching you just jostle old people voices.
It's great. It's good fun. I just worry that you're missing out.
Okay. No, I gotta keep my voice warm for Keiichi here.
Okay, here. I can't approve of how the town council's operating. Keiichi is right. The village can't put pressure on him just because the government is telling us to do so. Mr. Mayor, we might not be able to support Keiichi-kun, but I also don't think you have the right to tell him to stop. Oh. I don't like this Maya Bar Boy's attitude. He's way too disrespectful. You think you could get away with talking to us like that? Oi!
3 scary old guys came up to yell at me.
Get 'em!
I raised my own voice and yelled right back in their faces. It's not about my attitude. It's about the soul of this village. Get out of here if you don't have the courage to stand up for one innocent villager.
How dare you speak to me that way? Black.
The big old guy smacked me upside the head.
What do you think you're doing?
Whack! I hit him right back, and the room went into a panic again.
Damn. Everybody's fighting. This is going to be a brawl now.
Renner approached us. I thought she'd come to stop me, but she suddenly hit the old guy in the head, too.
Damn! What are you doing? Don't think you can get away with this because you're a girl?
He thwacked Renner upside the head.
Oh my god, murder that man!
However, Renner talked back to him with a firm look in her eyes.
If one comes at you, 2 should fight back. Isn't that the spirit of Hinamizawa? Since you hit Renner-san, 4 of us need to retaliate. Let me in on this. Keiichi, your father's going to fight too. Everything you've said is right. Down to the letter. If they're gonna try and stop you with violence, I won't turn a blind eye to that. So let's beat up some old people.
There are 3 people blocking Keiichi's way. We need 6 people to fight them.
Rikachima!
I'm impressed to see that courage of yours, Rikachima. Let me in on this too. I too will be taking his side.
Whack it with your folder.
Yes, that randomly extends your arm.
You've had it for so long.
Chie-sensei stood up. I thought she'd given up under all the pressure.
I was almost going to neglect my student. I prioritized myself even though I thought I'd do anything for them. I'm ashamed to call myself a teacher.
Wearing a fierce expression, she stared at the mayor. That was her answer to the pressure he'd tried to put on her.
Chie-sensei.
I think I overstepped my bounds as an educator. However, what Mayabara-kun is doing is the right thing. As an educator, I have to acknowledge that fact that he's doing something right. I can no longer tell him to stop.
Damn.
If I have your support, Chie-sensei, then I have nothing to fear. Let me ask you people one more time. Is it more important to stay cozy with the officials than it is to save the life of one poor innocent villager?
Yes.
You don't even need to ask them, Kei-chan. This is no ordinary assembly hall. This used to be the headquarters of the Onigafuchi Guardians. The people here were all members of the Guardians once. Nobody without their spirit would ever come to a place like this.
Mion.
Just who's talk.
Mion-chan.
Mr. Mayor, Kei-chan's actions are embodying the spirit of Inamizawa. The way he's trying to fight without fear is exactly what the Onigafuchi Guardians were doing. I think it's shameful for this town council to tell him to stop. You're still going to ask him to back off. I'm going to smash all of these pictures on the wall and set fire to the flag of the Guardians.
Damn!
While the mayor did nothing but moan, somebody else raised his voice.
I'm gonna support my Mayabara-kun. He seems pretty cool. He may be a disrespectful little shit, but he has the right spirit. I agree. It's pathetic the way we're colluding with these government officials. Keiichi-kun, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Keep on fighting. Don't give in to the pressure.
The assembly hall instantly filled with a great round of applause.
Mayabara-kun, tell us what's going on so far.
Very well. On the day Sadako was kidnapped by our uncle, Chie-sensei visited her house. However, he refused to let Chie-sensei see her, and it was obvious that something unusual was going on. Chie-sensei called the Child Consultation Center right after that.
That night, a social worker visited her house. However, they determined that there was no abuse going on and they put her case on hold. This might be a normal way to handle the situation, but they don't know how dangerous that uncle is. For that reason, the 5 of us went to the Child Consultation Center to let them know how urgent it was that she be rescued.
They said they'd take that into consideration, but they still didn't take any action after that. We thought 5 of us was not enough, so the next day, we went there along with more than 20 of our classmates. You took the whole class?
Kei-chan gave a very moving speech. He told them that they had to save their friend and not abandon her. If he was here during the Dan conflict, I'm sure his charisma would have resolved it a year earlier.
Damn. Aha, we all know how spirited this young lad is, Terry-ho.
The consultation center was still not willing to listen to us on the second day. We made almost no progress. All they told us was that they were working on it.
No, Keiichi-kun. You did make progress. They were so intimidated they asked someone from the local government to check on our town's council. The fact they tried to pressure us to stop meant that what you did was working. You made progress,
Thank you,
Keiichi.
Mickey.
Oh,
I see that. I guess you could look at it like that. If they weren't scared of us, they wouldn't have acted that way. On the 3rd day, we called all our friends and gathered 60 people. This time we got to meet the head of the office. He listened to us, but he didn't say what their decision would be.
Keiichi-kun, to tell you the truth, at that point the council had already spoken to the officials and made our decision to stop you. After the Child Consultation Center confirmed that the whole village wasn't in the protest, they decided to just ignore their appeal. Your appeal. That's what I thought. I could feel that from the way the head of the office treated us. It was very obvious they were just trying to get it over with. We're planning to go there tomorrow too, but I wonder if they'll even pretend to listen. They might not even let us in because they think the village is pressuring us to stop.
Yeah, they think the village is on their side.
But it's not. Not anymore.
The village needs to publicly announce that they're supporting Keiichi.
I agree. Otherwise, they definitely won't listen to us again. We should do that. We should tell them that Hinamizawa is not going to stop Mayabara-kun for what he's doing. Personally, I don't want to complain about Keiichi-kun's actions. However, It's complicated when I think about it from the town council's point of view. Even if we tell them that we're not on either side, they'll think that we're on his side. It's tantamount to picking a fight with them, but I still have to respect the opinion of the council too. I can't just decide this on my own. I need to get approval from all the council members.
Most of them are here right now.
It's true. So you say, but
Let's just be honest here. You're afraid that there are some among you who are against saving the daughter of the Hojo family, aren't you?
I mean...
The whole room sunk into silence. That was the heart of the matter. Everyone thinks that the dam conflict is over. You all told us that a few minutes ago. You also think that there's no need to discriminate against the Hojo family now that everything is said and done. However, you're still afraid of her family.
You're afraid that you'll be bad-mouthed if you interact with the Hojo family.
Sako-chan's parents are indeed the leaders of the evacuation supporters, but what crime did Sako-chan herself commit? One of blood. Personally, I don't have anything against her, but other people do. I don't have anything against her either. The conflict is over and her parents also passed away. I don't hate her either, but I know there are some people who still do, yeah. But who? Bring me one man who would cast a stone.
Let me ask you this. If you hate Sadako, please raise your hand.
Yes, raise your hand.
I'm sure no one will, and you all still believe that interacting with her will make the others speak ill of you. However, no one's going to. There's nobody like that.
No, that can't be true. There's one person at least.
Then tell me who it is. Tell me who told you directly that I hate Sadako.
The room fell silent again. It had become obvious that they were all avoiding Sadako because of a huge misunderstanding. The Child Consultation Center won't do anything, no matter what we do. They're convinced that the town council is on their side. We won't be able to fight until the town council makes it clear that they are not supporting them.
Yeah, do that.
Kimiyoshi, by any chance, do you need approval from someone?
You're right on the money with that one.
The mayor forced out a smile. I had no idea what Rika-chan was talking about, but she must have hit the nail on the head. Who could it be, though?
It could be anyone.
Who was that someone? If I could persuade them, the village would end up supporting us. Yes,
Tepe
showdown.
himself, obviously.
Are you talking about my hag of a grandmother?
The Kimiyoshi family has forgiven the Hojo family. The Fude family has done the same, right?
Me, I'm one of the leaders of the three families, too.
Inamizawa has three powerful families who make all the decisions for the village.
We know it. God damn it.
That's been a tradition ever since the time of the Onigafuchi village. It's kind of an old tradition, but this is a road we couldn't avoid. So all we need is approval from the Sanazaki family. I've heard that they have the most power among the three. Everyone knew that, but it was taboo to speak it. It's something only I could say since I didn't have the ties they did.
Or Oishi. If we could persuade Mi-chan's grandmother, will the town council support us? What do you think, Mion-chan?
I don't want to fight with Granny. But if she's standing between Sadako and safety, I'll have to. I won't be fighting as the next head of the family. I'll be fighting as Sadako's friend.
Yeah, friendship.
Kimiyoshi-san, please promise if we persuade Mion's grandmother, we will have the council's support.
Of course. No one would complain if it was the decision of the three families, or...
Let me get this straight. You're all refusing to help because you're afraid of Mion's grandmother, right? You're all grown adults. Good grief.
That's what you say, but isn't Oryou-san terrifying? It's not true. I know Mi-chan's grandmother very well. Sure, she has a scary side, but she's not that bad. Keiichi-kun is scarier than her when he's angry.
Yeah, and Renner's even scarier than me. All right, I'm gonna persuade Mion's grandmother. Support us when we succeed. Actually, don't just quietly support us either. I'm expecting you guys to take action too.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
We want the Onigafuchi Guardians to reunite. Are you going to let us kids do all the protesting?
I think that's him being fucking sly.
I think it is, yes.
I hesitated. I was like, wait, hold on. Us kids? Irie? But I think...
It's like I've been saying all along. He's like the most
kids.
immature member of the cast.
He's great. I love Irie. In like a guilty way.
Yep.
Oh, you want us to protest too? Oh, we can't do that. We should do that. We're going to tell those officials we're going to fight against them. It'll be just like old times. I'll get my AK-47. We need to do everything that we can. If we're going to support Keiichi-kun on behalf of the whole village, we need to make things clear to them. We have to support these kids if we're going to be on their side. Once we decide to do that, it's no longer just my Barakun's fight, it'll be the whole village's fight too. In that case, you should be our leader, Kamiyoshi-san. There's no way the mayor should participate in the protests. All right, I got it already. If Oryou-san gives us her approval, I'll act like a man. I'll help Keiichi-kun. Does everyone here agree? Aye! Hoi!
But you're not going to help him persuade Oryou-san.
Oh, fine. I'll come with him to persuade Oryou-san. The way he talks might be too, immature for her. She needs someone who can talk like an old person. Wow, he's admitting he's old.
Yep.
I am sorry for being so disrespectful today.
Shouldn't be.
I really have to apologize, everyone.
Oh, don't worry. You said some good things. You broke up the collusion in one fell stroke. Your refusal to cave under pressure is the very pride of Inamizao itself.
If only it was so easy in the real world.
If only. I'm sorry for hitting you. I got pretty riled up there.
No, that was my fault.
No, it was definitely mine.
No, it was my fault.
I definitely do it again, but I want to tell you I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. It was my fault in the first place.
Well, you got in the way of my punch, so maybe it is your
Yeah,
fault.
that's fair. Wait a minute. No, you got in the way of my punch. But my punch came. You swung the first hit, sir.
I did. I wanted to fight you real good. My family were a hot-blooded bunch. I'm sorry. It's
This
for
is
the
just
pride of the village.
honestly disrespectful.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Listen to that disrespect I see in your eyes.
You did a good job too, Chie-sensei. You're a wonderful teacher.
I really didn't know that some people were still bitter toward the Hojo family.
Yeah.
Oryou-san is most bitter of everyone.
Yeah.
Says these other people. There's a lot of this.
However, according to Mion, Oryou-san doesn't hate the Hojo family either. Really, the whole thing was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I'm glad it's over. And now it's time for Oishi. Oh, for good for you, my boy son. I never thought you'd get the town council on your side.
No, I don't have them on my side just yet. I need to persuade Mion's grandmother first.
That you do, you old egg. Oh, your son is like a dictator around here, but she won't do anything that would make her lose the trust of the villagers. If you've already settled things with the town council, then it'll be hard for the Sonozakis to oppose you alone. And by Sonozakis, I mean literally Oryou and nobody else. You're such a great negotiator. You insulted them at the start, but then you gradually butted them up.
I did it in the way my dad writes articles for his art magazine.
What?
That's the same style he uses.
Your father set a good example for you, huh? He's an artist, isn't he? I'd love to see his work someday.
Well,
Maybe I want to see it tonight.
my dad doesn't even let me see his work. I guess you can't show it to him either. What kind of dirty pictures is he
Must
drawing?
be very inappropriate pictures.
Keiichi's dad is into negging. Confirmed.
Confirmed. It's a science. Well, let's go see Oryou-san tomorrow night.
It's got to be Kimiyoshi.
We can't go right away. Once she gets into a bad mood, she'll never listen to us.
I'll be coming along too. Who else is going? I'm coming too.
Good.
Renaissance also coming. She said she'd cleave her head apart if she doesn't not for us.
It's a good one, because she did that too.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. That was so mean, she. I'm going to, Keiichi. I'll talk to Oryou myself.
I see. Give her a piece of your mind. Of course, I plan to myself as well.
You better. I'll try and be there too. I might be able to help just by being around.
This sure is getting interesting. You ready to defeat the evil hag, sis? And to be honest, I wish you'd swap with me tomorrow.
Keiichi-kun, you made great progress today.
Yeah, the more people we have on our side, the stronger we become. We can save Sadako if the whole village gets together. This village once won against the national government, after all. The old people seem proud to hear me talking about the damn conflict. Everyone started talking about the heroic things they did back then. I thought we could never save Sadako, but that fate is reaching its end. The power we have right now is overwhelming. The power to defeat fate is far stronger than the mere chance ailment of a few coincidences.
Was that Keiichi?
Probably.
That wasn't Rika?
Well, it was a weird point to cut to her for the last line.
I feel like that was Rika. Let us
Yeah,
know in
but
the
Rika
comments who
wouldn't
you
have
think
said it
is.
out loud. That
If
was
it's
spoken
Rika,
out loud.
if it's Rika, we're giving Higurashi 10
No,
points.
we're not. If it's Rika, we're
No.
taking 10 points.
No, giving 10 points.
Taking 10
no,
points.
I'm against you on this one. This is inappropriate.
Well, then we're giving nobody any points.
what do you
The
mean?
bet's off.
Let us know in the comments how many points we should get for it being Rika.
No.
Let us know.
I-
and
I-
I'll
nope,
fight it.
Nope. I'm against this action.
I'm for this action.
I'd like the town council to come down and smite this
Town
opinion.
council in the comments, let us know how
Smite
you
this
doing.
opinion.
And tell us if we should give Rikishi 10 points for that being Rico.
Well, that was only 31 minutes, so we should just keep going.
Yeah. Plenty of time to comment. Pause the video and come back.
Or don't. Just keep
Tell
typing
you while
as
you're
we
listening to
talk
us.
shit over the top.
Yeah.
All right. What I want you to
Speaking
do
of,
right now
what?
is I want you to reach down and I want you to hit R, then Y, then U, then K, then I, then S, then H, then I, then
I was expecting a
space,
twist there.
then G, then E, then T, then S, then space, then the 0 key, then space, then P, then O, then I, then N, then T, then S, then a full
Okay.
stop,
See-
then space, then F, then U, then C, then K, then space, then Y, then O, then U, then space, then B,
Wow.
then E, then N, then exclamation point, exclamation
See,
point.
here's the thing. I like that message, except that you should put a 1 in front of the 0, and that's all. Leave it how it is otherwise. I deserve that. I deserve trying to give Rikishi more points.
It's terrible, Ben.
Nah, it's perfect.
The next evening, we were all gathered at the Sonozaki residence.
It's time.
I thought we'd be talking with Mion's grandma over some tea or something. However, it wasn't so relaxed a situation as that.
Oh boy.
Just gonna take a quick drink.
I agree with that. Too many old person voices.
Oh, I
it's
know.
wearing me out.
So many old person voices I just had to do. Keiichi being the oldest of them.
You should try it. I mean, he's the most mature. So
Oh, man. I will say, it does feel very good to just be able to do this voice, like, indefinitely. Like, when we first started Arc 1, we'd do, like, one episode, and then we'd have to go, like, have tea, and I'd be in pain the entire rest of the day. Now I can quite literally yell in this voice for, like,
Forever,
an hour at a
really.
time and just keep going. It's so
more
nice.
wild. No, it's good.
And, like, it does sound a bit different. It doesn't sound exactly as gravelly as it did at the start, but
It's way better for your throat.
it's way better for
less
my throat.
gravelly.
And I think it also means that I enunciate a bit more clearly.
It's good. It's good.
Like I do still occasionally stumble because it's not the way I talk naturally, and that's just how
Sure.
doing other accents works. But I think that in terms of like the voices I've progressed the most on doing this show, this is the one that I have. This is the one that I've gotten like
Yeah,
the most progress on.
it's a very good voice. Very good voice.
Yeah, I mean like the other one would maybe be the higher pitch voice I used for Sadako and also used in Umineko for a couple of characters.
Sure.
But like that was more just like brute force effort than it was like
Listen,
consistent.
You've had a lot of
practice.
time working on that one.
Yeah.
But it's good. You can whip it out like pretty quickly, which I appreciate now.
Yeah, it's also like, I kind of, it was a shitposty ironic voice to start with, but now that I actually know how to inject it with a bit more emotion, like I could always do the like evil, sinister undertone on it because that was super easy for it. But now that I like actually have decent range with it, it's so much fun to just use.
Yeah. He's a very genuine character, and I think that the like mad craziness you've injected into the voice really suits it.
Mion's grandma stayed in her futon. She was propped up against a huge cushion, and it made me feel like I was about to talk to a queen.
'Cause you are.
That wasn't the only thing either. There were about 5 members of the Sonozaki family surrounding her, as though I was at some kind of Yakuza gathering.
Some kind of.
Pause for effect. Yes, this wasn't just any old town council meeting. This was a meeting of the 3 families. I kind of felt as though I didn't belong, but I also didn't have time to be afraid. If I could persuade this lady, I could get help from the villagers.
Alrighty.
So that's the situation. If the town council doesn't change their current stance, then no matter what Keiichi-kun says past this point, the center won't listen to him. At the very least, the town council needs to declare their neutrality.
The mayor was the first to speak. The old woman looked very grave. I couldn't tell if she always wore an expression like that or if the story made her look that way. She made a comment in a very low voice to her people. The lady wearing a kimono spoke for her instead. She must be Mion's mother.
Oh god, I was not prepared for this voice.
The Child Consultation Center is simply doing their job. They understand how much you care about her, and they are going to take your appeal into consideration. What more are you expecting from them?
Mom, let me explain this to you. Sadako's uncle is a horrible man. He regularly beat Sadako last year, and I'm sure he's even worse this time around, because of his lover up and abandoning him. Didn't you investigate him, Kasai? Tepe Hojo, I mean.
I did make such a report, Takane-san.
You see, Mom? If we let the Child Consultation Center take care of this, it'll take months for them to save Sadako. I can't let her stay with that jerk for that long.
She's not going to die. Stop making such a big fuss over this. Oh,
We could just take a point for that one.
guess
Thank
we'll
you
take a
very
point
much.
for
Thank you
that.
very much. Now do the line again because I want to hear it.
Okay.
She's not going to die. Stop making such a big fuss over this.
The old lady finally spoke, but she didn't have anything pleasant to say. She might not die, but
Then shut up, you idiot. Worse, you're not even willing to risk your own life over this. Got a backbone, you twitter. What nonsense. The more I listen, the more nonsense I hear.
wow, so that's why the whole village is afraid of her.
She's the worst.
This was Oryou Sonozaki, known variously as the Hag, or Empress Hanazaki, or Gargantuan Cunt.
Wow. We can't say that on live television.
We really can't. Good thing we're not monetized.
Spoilers.
Oryou, Sadako is my friend. I want you to save her. Rika-chama, remember what I've told you all this time. You have to choose your friends carefully. That girl is a demon child of the Hojo family. I'm disappointed in you too, Dr. Irie. Aren't you old enough to realize what you're doing?
Satoko-chan is the daughter of the Hojo family, but she's not the one who supported the dam project and fought against the entire village. I think it's unfair for you to judge her that way.
Shut up! Who do you think you're talking to, you piece of shit?
Are you sure that she's willing to forgive Satoko-chan?
That's what Mion told me. I think I get where the other villages are coming from now.
You look like you have something to say, Keiichi-kun. You should just let it out.
I made eye contact with Mion's mom. She's very pretty, but she was wearing the same grave look as Oryou. By then I had no doubts that this was Mion's mother. I don't mind talking. Is it really okay, though?
Go ahead. You came all the way here to the Sonozaki residence. You should speak if you want to.
Rena nodded in agreement. Okay.
Good luck.
Here we fucking go. Here we go. Come on.
Oryou Sonozaki-san, my name is Keiichi Maebara. I moved here not too long ago. Nice to meet you.
Fuck off. I already know a great deal about you.
Let me tell you something. When your family moved to this village, you didn't come here to introduce yourself. That left a pretty bad impression.
Damn.
Why was Mion telling me that only now? Sure, I hope I'm not too late to introduce myself. Leave aside the fact that it's Sadako Hojo for a minute. The important thing to note is that a villager is in danger right now. In order to help that person, we have no choice but to make an appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Besides, I'm doing all this of my own accord. I haven't caused you any trouble.
But you heard from the mayor that you have been causing trouble, didn't you? The Hinamizawa Town Council and the Shishibone City Hall are working together. The Shishibone mayor and this Virago here had a talk with each other and they decided to coexist. That was necessary for this village to prosper.
But that village is going to let an innocent girl suffer?
Didn't you hear what I just said? No one is going to just let her suffer. The consultation center will take action when appropriate. You want them to hurry up, but frankly, you're being very selfish.
The town council and the government officials are in a business relationship. They're treating Sadako's issues like it's an ordinary one. So basically, you're saying that you don't care how much danger Sadako is in right now. Like Mion just told you, Teppei is a horrible person. That was Shion. When Sadako showed up at the school 3 days after she was kidnapped, she was already at her wit's end. After only 3 days. I can't even imagine what would happen if we left her alone with him for a month. There's no guarantee that she'll be saved after that either. At that point, they might decide to put her case on hold again. Mrs. Sonozaki, does that emotional damage she's suffering not matter to you at all?
So what do you think we should do?
I'm making an appeal to the Child Consultation Center, asking them to save her as soon as possible. I'm going to continue going to the center until they do.
Well then, there you go. You can just continue your appeal. It's none of the Sonozaki's business. Isn't that enough?
Damn it. She's so hard-headed. It was easy to win an argument with the old people in the assembly hall since they all got agitated so quickly. But Akane-san, Mion's mom, is way tougher than that. Both of the Sonozaki sisters and their grandma are quick to anger, but Akane-san seemed incredibly calm. She was calm, but still full of animosity. But I can't continue our appeal anymore. If the town council doesn't tell the officials that they're going to support us, the Child Consultation Center won't listen to us at all.
Did you hear that, Mom? We can't just do whatever we want. We need the town council to decide whether they're going to support us or not. Actually, the council has already made their decision. They said they'd support us as long as Granny agreed.
Wow, sold them out.
Who the hell made that decision behind my back?
You're all aware of how the Hojo family acted during the dam conflict, aren't you? If you're asking me to forgive them, my answer's still no. I'm not really familiar, actually. What were Sadako-chan's parents like? Her mom was like a stronger version of Sadako. Her dad was, well, Teppei's older brother. He was even stronger and scarier than Tepe.
Scarier than Tepe? That's not very funny. I see now I'm starting to understand how they clashed with the Sonozaki family. I guess she hasn't forgotten how much they pissed her off.
You're saying it out loud so we can hear. My children have told me a lot about you. I heard you're one courageous boy.
Let me tell you this straight up. You'll be satisfied as long as that old lady in the futon just nods her head.
Damn.
I'm not expecting you to get all involved in our protest. All I need is for her to nod.
And if she said no?
I'd smash her head in and make me on the new family head so she can nod for us.
Damn!
I'm in on this. Let's go.
What the fucking hell did you just say, you goddamn son of a bitch? Someone bring me a sword. I'll cut him into pieces and dump him in the well.
Are you ready for a fight, old lady? Whatever you ate tonight will be your last supper.
Shut up, you fucking little shit. Do you even know who you're talking to?
Evil hag sent a violent glare my way. The intimidating aura surrounding her became almost visible. Normally I'd be terrified, however I can't back off today. Sadako doesn't have much time left. Everyone here knows that. We all know she'll be forever damaged in only a few more days. We would then cry and lament our powerlessness. We have to fight as best we can so that we have no regrets. There can be no limits to how far we'd go to save her. Let me make this clear. Sadako is my friend. I'm fighting for her sake. How about you? I heard you used to be like that. You once fought you and the whole village just to save one villager. Isn't that how strongly you rejected the dam project?
You're just an outsider.
Wait a minute, old lady. I'm not an outsider. I'm Keiichi Maebara from Hinamizawa.
Yeah.
I'm fighting to save my friend who's also from Hinamizawa. How could you say that I'm an outsider?
Oryou-san, Maebara-kun came to this village not too long ago, but he's already adapted to our way of life. He's a young man with lots of promise.
Since when did you think disrespect is the same as promise, Dr. Erie, eh? Someone, bring me my medicine and some tea already. All this blood rushing to my head is making it ache.
The man on the far side stood up and brought over some tea and medicine. If you think I'm being disrespectful, then let me make this request properly. We want the Sonozaki family's help in order to save Sadako Hojo. Sadako lives in this village too. Moreover, she's my friend. Please help us.
No.
As I deeply bowed my head to her, my friends bowed along with me.
Keiichi-kun, raise your head. What shall we do, mother?
It's none of my business. What are you expecting out of me?
Sadako-chan is like family to Keiichi-kun. It's only natural for him to seek help for his family.
What?
Mom!
All three of them on the screen at the same time?
That's disturbing.
It was very strange. However, the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family were enemies. They once disparaged Mother in public too. We can never forgive them for doing that. This is an issue of distinction.
What do you mean, distinction?
They would need to make an apology. However, the parents died in an accident. There's no one else who can apologize to us. Forgiveness won't come cheap. So if she apologizes to you, you'll forget all about what her family did? The world we live in is one of honor. If she apologizes to us, we'll have no choice but to forgive her. Are you going to make Sadako-chan apologize? Sure, I'll make her apologize for what her parents did. Her parents can't be there to do so, but you'll still forgive her, won't you? We'll have to see her before we make our final decision, but I suppose we can say that we'll forgive her. What do you think, Oryou-san? What if Sadako-chan apologized to you about the dam conflict?
Well, I'll think about that when she apologizes to me. I might forgive her if she really did.
She laughed, obviously thinking that Sadako would never actually apologize to her. It seemed for a moment as though Rena had compromise in mind. Whoever Rena always has a plan up her sleeve.
Damn right she does. Let's go.
But if she apologized to you, would you apologize to her for discriminating against an innocent girl who didn't deserve to be treated that way?
Nah?
Sadako-chan wasn't the one supporting the dam project. She's just a child of those who did. But you hate her just for her last name. You're not just an ordinary old lady in this village. You hold great influence over the people here, because you're the leader of the Sonozaki family. Your public hatred towards Sadako-chan had a huge impact on the way the village thinks.
That became clear with the town council, too. Everyone is afraid to interact with the Hojo family because of how much you hate them.
You're the mother of Ohinamizawa. You were instrumental in keeping us all afloat in the difficult times after the war. It's only natural that you hold such great influence over the people here.
You're aware of how much your decisions can affect the whole village? Let me say this again. Sadako is my friend. She's my family. If your influence is going to cause us trouble, I will do battle with you. That's what protecting your friends is about.
I'm impressed to hear that from a city boy like you. Let me ask what the other family members think. Well, how about it, everyone?
What he's saying does make sense. The problem between the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family is not his business, but he's clear about how much he wants to save her. Oh, there wouldn't be any problem if she wasn't a child of the Hojo family. Oh, they can do whatever they want to. We as a family can just stay neutral. Don't you agree? No, apparently that's not enough, everyone. Oh, it's the guy! Wait,
The last one's me. The last one's me.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
It's Papa. No. Apparently that's not enough, everyone.
Oh my god.
He's saying the town council won't support them unless the Sonozaki family can agree to it as well. And without the support of the town council, the center won't listen to them either. We need to be clear about our decisions on this one.
Damn. What do you think?
Keiichi-kun, you're a stronger man than my daughters have led me to believe. Frankly, I've had to change my opinion of you. You're a man among men.
Hello, are you Mion's father?
Nailed it.
I thought he was the boss of the Yakuza clan or something, pause for effect. Wait, did I hear once her dad is exactly that? He certainly looks the part.
It's partly our fault that your friend is struggling. Her parents aside, she's just an innocent girl. Isn't that right, mother?
Who even cares? Anyone who bears the Hojo name is an ungrateful little shit. He even told me a few minutes ago that he's going to smash my head in. A bastard like that doesn't deserve to be called a man among men.
Mother, can we help Keiichi-kun in this one time? He's a passionate young man. Not many youngsters these days have that kind of inner strength. Granny, please. We need your help. Sadako is my friend too. I deeply respect how you fought for this village. I want to fight like you for my friend. I'm asking for your help too. Sadako is my family. She's a little sister to me. Please give us your help.
Upon seeing the twins bowing so deeply, the stubborn old woman simply stared at them with that grave look of hers. I figured it would be difficult to get her to cooperate with us. The mayor looked troubled too.
What bodes well?
Mion's grandmother eventually turned her gaze to me and I stared back at her. I already bowed to you once, so I'm not going to do that again, but let me say it just one more time. Please, help us. Sadako is our friend, and she's one of the villagers. She was never disrespectful to you. You have no reason to hate her.
If I nod my head, what happens next?
Once the council is on our side, the consultation center will have to hear us out. If they still don't listen, then we'll go there again. We'll go there with the whole village. Tomorrow is Saturday. The consultation center is open in the morning. The villagers will all be gathering for preparation for the festival then, so I'll just take them all along with me.
Just every person in the village. That would be crazy. You'd be involving hundreds of people. How many people would come exactly?
I don't know how many of them would, but I'd definitely go make a speech in front of all of them.
How do things look to you, Mr. Mayor? Most of the council members are supporting them. Our relationship with the government is important, but some of them think it's more important to fight for Sadako-chan, that is, to resurrect the spirit of the Guardians. We all understand what Keiichi-kun is trying to do, and no one disagrees with him. So, the whole village is united even without Mother, but you're still seeking final approval from the Sonozaki family. That's a rather dirty way to do business. Akane-san, Oryou-san, to put it simply, I feel bad for Sadako-chan. She's doing the best she can, even though she's all alone. I think it's time for us to let her know that she won't be ostracized by anyone anymore.
I refuse. I will never forgive the demon child of the Hojo family.
Fine then. You're the enemy of my friend. That makes you my enemy. I'm gonna kill you right here.
Damn.
Mion, you can take her place and lend us your support then. I'm gonna kill this old bat right this minute.
With a bat, even. Whoa!
As I jumped up, her family members stood in my way. They all put their hands into their pockets. I don't want to imagine what they might pull out of there.
This is pissing me off. How dare you say that? I can't take this anymore. Oryou, think of your blood pressure.
I'm sorry, Rika-chan. Will you pass me that bag of medication? My veins really are going to burst.
She was mumbling too much for me to tell what she was saying, but I could tell that she was furious. She whispered something into Mion's mother's ear. She spoke for her instead.
I'm sorry, but this is it for tonight. She has a horrible headache and she can't talk with you any longer.
But I still haven't gotten my answer.
Keiichi-kun, you need to learn to play by the adults' rules. I've been very patient with you today. That's because you're a friend of my daughter's. You need to reflect on that, don't you think?
Kei-chan, we've done enough today. Let's get out of here.
Based on Mion and Shion's reaction, Mion's mom is very scary when she's angry. They're convinced that their mom was going to explode in about 10 seconds.
It's plenty of time.
Still, should we really leave after just that? Damn it, I really just want her to not. If she gives me an answer tonight, I can gather a huge crowd tomorrow. The people at the Child Consultation Center were laughing at us today. We gradually increased the number of people we had until the third day, but on the fourth we had far less. They must think that we won't show up at all within a couple of days. No matter what, we can't stop showing up. How many days has it been since she was taken by her uncle? We don't have a single day to waste. However, for tonight, the meeting was over. The old lady went to sleep and we were kicked out of the room.
Get wrecked. Get wrecked, boys. Oh, well, at least we tried. That was intense. Boy.
I don't know. It was a really weird scene because it's like, I understand that Keiichi's like, you know, punching above his weight here and he's like staring down a Yakuza family, but it's also like, yeah, just get a fucking killer. It's just swell old times with young Keiichi here.
I mean, he wouldn't actually kill her, probably.
I mean, probably, but it's like, it was just like, for a scene that I guess it's largely just that I overhyped the scene in my head there.
Interesting.
I thought it was really going to be like a battle of wits as opposed to an old fuckface swearing at a child and the child basically
that's the
saying,
thing.
I was going to kill you back.
Is that Oryou doesn't really have nearly as many of her wits about her. It was Akane who was really like driving the conversation in a reasonable way, right?
Yeah, which would have been fine if the conversation was actually driving anywhere, but it was like, I guess the point is that it was a stone wall, but, you know, it felt like it was building to something rather than just
That's right.
diffusing like that.
I mean, it did diffuse like pretty abruptly, but
which
I think that's
in the
point,
novel's
right?
defense has given me an actual reaction to what happened in the scene,
sure.
which is perhaps a strong point, but it's still like,
Well, that's the thing, right? Like just saying, yes, we will help you. Like that would be a very like predictable outcome. I think that by denying us, you know, like this outsider kid who just moved to the town shows up on my doorstep being like, I've already convinced all of your underlings.
yeah.
Except for maybe Akane that like you should help out. Or you're just immediately saying like, sure, like bowing to pressure would be very weak.
I completely agree. I think that the result of the scene is fine and a couple of moments in there were good, but most of the execution was just like, fuck this. Like,
I thought it was fine personally.
I don't know. I just,
Out of all the scenes, I feel like this is not one of the weakest, certainly. I don't know.
yeah, there's like this weird, I think the thing that stood out the most to me there was that Keiichi was being given the time of day, but then like basically got chucked out for things that he was doing before, and there was no real flow to the conversation there. Like it was just the same points being made over and over again, and like I appreciate that the stone walling there was the point, but you know, it would have been, I think, more entertaining to see like maybe Keiichi back himself into a corner rather than just the conversation literally go nowhere.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't. Maybe we'll see if it will be retroactively justified in the future.
Yeah, I hope so, because like I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, sure.
Even though the rest of us were forced to leave, the mayor stayed behind to wrap things up. We decided to wait in the yard for him to come back out. Damn it, we were almost there.
We're almost there. You said everything you need to say. You have to give it time to think about it. Of course, we don't exactly have time to waste.
What do you think, Coach?
Oryou-san was in a very foul mood. Once she gets like that, she'll stay that way for at least 3 days. It might be difficult for us to take any villagers along for the protest tomorrow. At least she listened to us until the end. We just have to trust that she'll make the right decision.
You're right. It's hard to trust in someone and just wait, though.
Just wait and see.
Hey everyone, you all did a good job in there.
Mion and Shion ran over to join us. Hey, you did a good job too. How was it? Do you think it'll work out?
I have no idea. From the looks of it, she was in a terrible mood.
Mhm.
Honestly, Kei-chan, I don't think you should ever come back here.
So what, I can't ever hang out at your house again? God.
Still, that was really impressive, Kei-chan. You didn't even seem scared.
Was she that scary? Had a scary look on her face, sure, but it wasn't that bad.
You can only say that because you don't know how scary she really is. Well, as they say, ignorance is bliss.
It's not true. I think he would have fought her even if he knew how scared she can really be. Speaking of which, you seem fine when she yelled at you too, Yugo-san. She might have raised her voice, but she wasn't actually angry. I wasn't scared at all either. Not at all.
Did she really not look angry to you?
Some kind of act, perhaps. No, your grandmother wasn't angry at all.
Is that really how it looked to her? I mean, it looked like her head was going to explode. The next moment, I heard someone walking towards us. It was the mayor, who was accompanied by Mion's mother.
Oh, Uncle Kimiyoshi, how was it? Did the old witch finally start melting?
Well, we got her approval. What? You mean? The Virago gave you the green light. You can do what you want to now, Keiichi-kun.
Are you serious?
Is that really true, Mom?
The hag was so ticked off, though, I can't even imagine what caused her to grant us permission. No matter how it happened, I guess she accepted me in the end.
The Virago gave approval for the town council to support Keiichi-kun. Now, you have the Oryou guardians on your side. With them, there's no way you can lose, but you can't put up a disgraceful fight either. You only just moved to this village, but you'll need to understand and appreciate the history of Hinamizawa. Can you take on this responsibility?
Yes, I can.
My, you are a brave boy. You do have my respect. It takes great courage to address the Virgo like that. It gave me chills when you jumped on top of her and put your hands around her throat.
Well, I almost did jump on her, but I wasn't actually serious.
Listen for a moment. You jumped on top of her and nearly choked her to death. That's how it's going to be.
Why? That's so violent.
The Virago can't possibly forgive the Hojo family. She also can't possibly give you what you want simply because you came to her and begged for it. So unless the story goes something like, after Keiichi-kun violently fought with the Virago, she was impressed by his chivalry and decided to grant her a special permission, it won't sound convincing. Got it, Mion?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Things can't just be simple with her,
This is how a legend is born. Now people will believe that you physically fought with the hag in order to save Sadako. People are going to be afraid of you, Kei-chan.
Small price to pay. This is the beginning of the legend of Keiichi the Strongest. Everyone will run and hide when they see you on the streets.
I don't want to be a legend, but anyway, thank you very much.
Yes, you do, Keiichi. You deserve it. You don't need to thank me. The town council made the decision and we can't go against their wishes. In fact, we would have preferred if you just ignored us and went ahead with things. That was a dirty move of yours, Mayor Kimiyoshi-san. Oh, well, I'm glad that she gave us her approval after all that. The Virago was worried about Sadako-chan because people were still treating her poorly. She thought that she could only make everything right with her death, but thanks to all of you, she was able to settle this issue before the end. I'm sure she appreciates it.
I like that scene even less now.
Yeah?
Because it's like, what the fuck is the point of being like, putting up this big stern fucking face and then just coming out and telling them all outside everywhere before they even fucking leave the house? It's not like you can't just go in and say, you have our approval, but here's the fucking official story. It's like, it's just a load of shit.
I feel like you're way too upset about this scene.
I'm not like upset about it.
You
It's
sound
just
upset.
like, I just don't get it. It's just such a like, just dodgy way to deliver it.
I guess.
Like, it's clearly meant to be a bait and switch, but it doesn't feel earned.
I don't know. It's that whole thing of like how, I mean, I'm sure you understand the story, but like Oryou is putting up appearances. She can't just say like, yeah, I agree with you, Keiichi. Just be like, no, I need to go and sleep or something. And then she'll be able to give her actual deliberation in private. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like, so then you just tell them to leave and have Akane come out and give the verdict anyway. It's like,
don't know.
Ryukishi has done this like bait and switch to try and like tense up the emotions of the scene in a way that just really hasn't worked for me.
I don't know. I don't think it's that terrible. I mean, you're right. They could have done it in the room rather than Akane like coming out and telling her later. But I suppose it adds that feeling that maybe like Oryou isn't the person with the power here, even though Akane has like been, you know, booted from the family. She's not able to actually take over the like leadership of the family. She's still the one who's like coming out and telling Keiichi.
Yeah, but again, that still feels like it's just an excuse for a poorly written scene. Like,
maybe.
I think that there are other ways far better than that to deliver this.
Maybe.
Anyhow.
I'm not that attached to the scene, so.
No, we're very thankful to her as well. I'll have to come here and thank her in person.
That's not a good idea. She'll chase you around with a sword next time. In fact, I'm surprised she didn't do that today. She must be fond of you, Keiichi-kun.
I thought so too. I was even more fond of using a sword.
Rika-chan, don't say that with such a big smile. I'm glad I'm still alive.
I've grown fond of you too after today. That's what being a man is all about. Sadako-chan is a very lucky girl, having such a dedicated man as you.
Wait, Sadako and Keiichi aren't like that.
Oh, they're not? Who doesn't have a girl yet? Then you two have a chance. Hey, Keiichi-kun, between me and Shion, which do you prefer? You can call me your mother from now on if you like.
Mian and Shion simultaneously turned red and hit me with their fist and their elbow.
Got him.
The apple sure doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? Their mom talks just the same way that they do.
God damn it. Well, supposed to be Kimiyoshi, wasn't it?
Kimiyoshi, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Keiichi-kun, you managed to successfully persuade Oryou-san, just as we promised. You have the council's support. We'll call the people in charge tomorrow and let them know. And of course, I'll tell them to take Sadako-chan under their protection as soon as possible. We have Oryou-san's support too. I'm sure Sadako-chan will be rescued shortly after my call.
Are you serious?
You just managed to persuade someone that important, Kei-chan.
So Sadako-chan really will be safe this time tomorrow?
We can't say that for sure. If they refuse Uncle Kimiyoshi's request, that means the Onigafuchi Guardians will come after them. He's normally a calm guy, but he's like a monster when he becomes leader of the Guardians, aren't you, Uncle?
I'll be a monster if I have to. I can promise you that. I'll do my best to ensure that Sadako-chan is rescued as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Also, will you please stop ostracizing Sadako just because of who her parents were?
No.
I heard you saying bad things about her, you know? Something about how she's a member of a cursed family?
I was just saying those things because of other people. I don't personally have anything against her.
Then quit saying it, alright? Please. Accept her as just another child of the village.
Of course. I'll never say that again. I promise you that. I'm afraid Keiichi-kun might throttle me too.
And not seen because it's a fade for some reason.
We're gonna keep going. It's a fade.
After that, we started heading back home. Sadako still isn't saved, but I think we made huge progress today just the same. The mayor's gonna call the Child Consultation Center tomorrow to tell him he's on our side. He's also gonna persuade them to save Sadako as soon as possible. He'll bring up Oryou-san's name too.
Is Sadako really going to be rescued from her fate?
Yeah, I'm sure she will. She might even be saved tomorrow. If not, we'll go all out next time. It'll be the war to end all wars. Also, Rika-chan.
Meep?
Don't use words like fate anymore. Putting it like that, it's like it's already been decided. See, nothing is actually decided in advance. We're the ones who make our own futures. So stop using the word fate as if there's nothing we can do. Rika seemed to think about what I said for a while. I wondered for a moment if I said something that hurt her feelings, but Rika-chan soon smiled at me.
Okay.
That's not a fucking smile,
It's
you
a smile.
liar.
This is the only smile I can muster because I'm such a good little character. Okay, I'll do what you say. I won't use that word anymore. You told me you could change fate as easily as tearing a piece of paper, and after a few hundred years, you're about to break the horrible cycle of Tepe's return. I can now believe that the danger that awaits me is something that can be changed as well. The worst thing that could ever happen is you not moving to Inamizawa. I experienced that twice in the past 100 years. Those are the saddest worlds of all.
Huh? I don't understand a thing that just came out of your mouth. You're trying to confuse the issue, aren't you?
Yes. Meep. That's a secret. Star.
I'll do just as Keiichi says. I won't use words like fate anymore.
He broke the rules. The narrator was on screen.
Yeah, Higurashi breaking all the rules.
Just
Smashing
do it the entire rest of the novel.
Look, just like how Riku's gonna smash fate with Keiichi, he's smashing the fate of having narrators not on screen. It's symbolism. You just don't get it.
I don't get it.
Not
Just
smart
like I
enough.
don't get that stupid scene.
You don't get it. You don't understand. Hello, thank you for calling. You've reached Shishibari City Hall. Hello, excuse me. Could you get to the local affairs chief from the social welfare department? Of course, please hold.
Not even going to take a name. That's how you know this is a fake government department.
Thank you for calling. This is the local government section. I am the government man. Hello, may I please speak to the head clerk, Ada-san? Hello, Kimiyoshi-san. Thank you very much for the other day. No, it was no problem, really. I should be thanking you. I'm much obliged. The head clerk is right here. I'll give him the phone. Sir, it's Kimiyoshi, the head of the Hinamizawa Town Council. Hello, how may I help you today? Well, I'm calling about that case at the Child Consultation Center. Ah, yes, a group of young children have been protesting in front of the office. There's such an inconvenience. I'm so glad they were able to talk to you about that. So, how did it turn out? Well, the village has officially decided to support my Barakun. Excuse me, could you say that again? The town council agrees with what my Barakun is doing. The younger people in the council want to support him as best they can. Well, I say younger, but they're in their 50s and 60s. I see. However, what are the other council members saying? Well, we held an emergency meeting last night. Some of the more hard-headed members were against it at first, but they were persuaded by Mara Barakun in the end. You know, you don't see young people with that much backbone these days. In my opinion, attitudes like that ought to be nurtured for the sake of a brighter future. So, everyone on the council has reached a consensus. Yes, that's quite right. Everyone came to an agreement. Nobody is opposed to supporting him. Kimiyoshi-san, as I explained to you, the people at the Child Consultation Center are doing the best they can. However, they cannot render their final judgment before the investigation period is over. It's a human rights issue. I believe my Barakun explained it to them many times. Setiko-chan has been locked up by a terribly violent man. The emotional scar she's suffering will never heal. She'll forever have a deep wound in her pure and innocent heart. Remember what they were saying at the youth seminar the other day? You were there with me, weren't you? Yes. Well, what does the Sonozaki family say about this? Well, Oryou-san also agrees with us. She was very clear about that. If you're going to insist on not rescuing Setiko-chan, the whole village will be joining Maya Barakun's movement. Oryou Sonozaki-san said that. Well, this is a problem within the family, so it's very hard for the government to take care of it. If I could see the man, I'd talk to him in person, but he rarely even leaves his house. Besides, if one of us personally said something to him, he might get nervous and hurt Setiko-chan even more. That's why the local government has to get involved. I understand your point. I'll call Sonozaki-san in a moment and ask for her opinion too. I would advise you not to do that. Oryou-san is very upset right now. I really wouldn't call her for some time. Really? That's not good. When she's mad, it's like she turns into a demon. Anyway, I want you to tell the Child Consultation Center to put Setiko-chan under their protection immediately. I'll come with you if you need me to. We can go right this instant. No, I can't make you go to all that trouble. I'll call the Child Consultation Center and give you their feedback later today. I want you to let me know before noon. I'm sure your call will be so long it stretches into the evening. Is the head of the office that busy? No, he's not. Very, very well. I'll call you back before noon today. Thank you very much. Tell them that the town council is very upset that they're not taking this appeal seriously enough. Yes, I will let them know. Yes, of course. I'll talk to you again soon. Click. Sir, are you okay? This is bad. Our village is kicking up a storm again. Saito-kun, will you please call Sonozaki-san and ask her what's going on? I need to call the Child Consultation Center. This might be a resurrection of the dam conflict.
I like that he's like, oh yeah, don't worry, we won't call. Hey, I'm the person who deal with this for me.
Deal with it. I don't know what to do. Oh, hello? Yes, this is the local government section calling. May I speak to the head of the office? Don't keep going. God damn you. There's so many of these officials,
me to take
and they're
this?
all faceless. Yes, take this character.
Just this one.
The Inamizawa Town Council is supporting them. I thought you told me they weren't connected to this.
I did when I spoke to the mayor the other day. They weren't involved. However, they have changed their stance just last night.
I understand. However, we're still not going to reverse our decision even if the whole village really does show up. It wouldn't be right to give her special treatment just because the town council protests.
So I believe you're aware of this, but they're the Onigafuchi Guardians. You know about the dam conflict, right?
I wasn't living here then, so I don't know much about it. I heard it was some huge government protest or something like that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think you should pay attention to what they're saying.
But wait a minute, I heard that the Onigafuchi Guardians disbanded years ago. Haven't you had a fairly close relationship with the village ever since the conflict ended?
Yes, things had worked out smoothly. I wonder what happened to change that overnight. The mayor seems to be favoring a young man named Mayabaru-kun. They have the support of Sonozaki-san too. It's not a trivial matter.
Sonozaki-san, you mean the ruler of the underside of Inamizawa? I never actually met her.
Yeah, that one. At any rate, you need to be very careful. If it's at all possible, I think you should try to protect Hojo-san immediately.
Not familiar with this mayor, so I don't know what kind of person he is. Our job needs to be done carefully, and no matter the job, it's not right to do things in a disorderly fashion. Our people are doing the best they can. They have piles of other cases to work on. Every single case is very important. We can't just prioritize her case for no reason.
I see. I understand. I'll call Kimiyoshi-san back and let him know your opinion.
You need to call him back. Look, the municipal government doesn't exist for this town council's amusement. Why are you bending over backwards just to look after the needs of one
Because
village?
it's really cool. I understand. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Click. This is really bad. The guy isn't even from around here. He has no idea how scary the town council can be.
That's a transfer from the prefectural office for you.
He's fighting against Inamizawa. I refuse to be responsible for this one. How did you do? Did you get to talk to Sonozaki-san?
Yes, she has the same opinion as Kimiyoshi-san. She also wants a call from you regarding what the Child Consultation Center says.
No, this is really, really bad. I thought this was going to be a happy Saturday. This is just getting more absurd by the minute.
Yeah, it really is.
This entire scene, like the amount of faceless characters jumping back and forth between conversations, and even the writing is like, I thought this was going to be a happy go fun Saturday day. It's ridiculous. The head of the consultation center has no idea what he's up against. There's going to be a huge crowd swarming the area by the beginning of the week. We need to do something.
I have to call Kimiyoshi-san and Sonozaki-san right away, huh? Should I help with that too?
Yes. For anything else, we should be calling the marriage to Shibone.
And
scene.
Yay.
For the love of God, thank you. Oh, God. It is a bit of a mess.
It really is.
I mean, look, I've been avoiding talking about this until we actually finished the arc, but I was really, like, look, Seneko is great and all, but I was not looking forward to this, this sequence, because it's been, like, 10 chapters of this like build up.
It's
weird
weird because
we should save Seneko, and it's like I see what Rikishi's trying to do, having this build of like it's first a couple of us and then there's more of us, and it's paralleling the like if one man comes at you, you bring back two, and if four or eight, and then the whole village, and so now it's gonna be the whole village. Like I love that idea, but the amount of time we spend going back and forth is just it's too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you?
I think the other thing is that like the tail half of this arc so far has very much felt like Ryukishi has come in with just so much energy to writing this, and he's trying to do his normal roller coaster of emotion. But because he's coming in with so much enthusiasm and energy, the down scenes aren't working. And I think that's part of why that scene with the Sonozaki family there struggled with me, like struggled. And then when we were looking at the scenes outside with Uishi and just everyone else, you know, stacking up the two successive days outside the council there, like the conversations just felt like forced, but not in a way that it's like, you know, this character is speaking, you know, out of turn because it's like they're feeling out of their depth, more just because Ryukishi's come in with like so much enthusiasm for how he wants to wrap this up that getting there is...
It feels like a battle in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I was worried about this arc. Look, it's not my favorite. it's definitely my least favorite of the answer arcs. But yeah, I don't know. We're almost at the end though, I think.
Yeah, it's like normally the thing that I enjoy the most about Ryukishi's arcs is that like we have that excellent roller coaster of like high moments, low moments, high moments, low moments. But the problem is that the low moments aren't sinking. Yeah. They're just feeling like superfluous.
Yeah.
Which
like
means
we're going to get to the next upbeat eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like even though we're moving to different locations and talking to different people, we're still on like
We got to get Sadako. I don't know. It feels like the situation isn't changing enough.
Yeah.
And I think that Rukushi's attempts to like change the stakes or change the scene are like when Oishi comes in and says, actually, Keiichi, maybe you shouldn't do this. Or when Akane is like explaining, this is why we can't help you. And the scene just before that with Chie and the principal.
Yeah.
But those all feel like they're there for the sake of them. Like we're just being told information that we already know.
Yeah.
And that it has been reiterated over multiple arcs.
Yeah, it really devalues the high moments when the low moments are basically just like a fucking feather duster.
Yeah. I think that it's funny because like we're reading a murder mystery in which you're supposed to go back and like reread things and take notes and really understand everything. But I actually think this arc is less enjoyable if you understand what's going on in the town because you're just hearing all this extra explanation. And I don't think that it's like, I think that it's too straightforward, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that calling it too straightforward perhaps is like pointing at slightly different opinions on the problems that I am having.
Sure. Maybe.
But I think overall the assessment that like the balance between high and low moments is the thing we can agree on.
Way too tilted in one direction.
Yeah.
is the problem. But that's all right. I'm looking forward to the end of this arc. It is a good time. It was just the battle against the consultation center that I thought might drag, and it totally is. Which is a bit disappointing for me. But that's what are you gonna do?
That's all right.
That's all right. That's why we read novels.
We'll get out the other side alive.
Let us know in the comments section if you agree or disagree. Maybe you enjoy this arc a lot more if you're like really like about Sadako, although she's barely on screen. So maybe that doesn't actually help. You'll tell me.
We will find out.
Let us know.
We'll see you next time.